Hey, welcome back to the Disney Plus Everyday Challenge, and today we have Bigfoot Captured. This is a documentary. It's a mystery. Says it's one season. There's no more episodes. It's one thing. It's from 2014. It's an hour and 25 minutes. Yeah, an hour and 25 minutes. Yeah. It treats itself as if it's a documentary. And the initial format is definitely, let's look into a mystery. Let's look into something that is people have wondered about for a long time. Is Bigfoot real? Is he or they, or are there many of them? Is there one? Is it one of many different cultures of Sasquatches around the world, such as the Yeti up in the Himalayas, and some that are named. There's a map. They show a map of just all the different names for these creatures all over the world. Are they sentient, human-like beasts? Somewhere between us and apes. And apes are pretty dang close. They're just of varying sizes and traits and everything else, whereas the Bigfoot has traditionally been seen, even though from far away and on a blurry camera, has been seen as an 8-foot tall, hairy man who is really shy, super shy. Now, this is called Bigfoot Captured. Bigfoot is not captured. Just telling you that right now. This is 90% actors. You do see Bigfoot, but it's an actor in a tall fursuit. Yes. Do you see a group of people made up of true believers and cynics and skeptics? Absolutely. All actors. Beth and James and Dan and Conrad. All of them are actors. They're not real people. Well, they're real actors are real people, but I mean, the characters they play are not real. It is again. It's framed by a guy who is, I can't even remember which one he is. Well, really? Okay, never mind. Mixing up names. He is a guy who's like, I'm set out on a mission to see if I can find Bigfoot and learn more about him at the very least, so it makes him easier to find. So there are interactions with other people who are using the bones of Neanderthals and sort of digitally resized to match the footprint, a notoriously well-known footprint of what we assume is a Bigfoot, a Sasquatch. It's like calling Dracula a Dracula. Vampires, all the Draculas? Yeah, no. They assume it's a Sasquatch footprint matched up with a Neanderthal bones that we have from a certain era long ago. And then they 3D print it with this new-fangled technology that it's not widely commercially available yet. A 3D printer. Yeah, of course, that's how you 3D print something. So it's 2014. I realize it's only 12 years ago, but it's still the idea that not every other person who just wants to go go to Amazon or some computer shop or whatever, they just can't buy a 3D printer back in 2014 easily, or not without a great expense. Same thing with this other newfangled technology they're using to search out Bigfoot, a drone. It's a pretty dang big drone. And yes, there are many varying sizes of drones, but the controller also just looks like he's holding an Xbox by itself, just trying to fly this thing over the area with an infrared camera. And so, yeah, we have drones that are this big. We have drones that are this fill the living room here. But yeah, they're all different sizes now, but they weren't as commercially available to anybody at the Dollar Tree. You can buy a crappy little thing that will break in 20 minutes at the Dollar Tree for $5. Yeah, that doesn't make any sense, but it's $5 tree. So it's 2014. It's a long time ago. in the ancient of days. They're using all this new technology to search out Bigfoot. And so that's kind of a weird little thing to take in. That have we really progressed that much? Well, maybe just making it commercially available, but still. So yeah, they're talking about it like it's something that we have not seen before, us the viewers. But for the most part, this is structured completely not as reenactments. Not like, hey, there's a time when this guy saw Bigfoot and it was in this place and here's how he reacted, and like getting actors to react the scenes. This posits the question, what if we did find Bigfoot and then they act that out as if a group of people found Bigfoot and captured him. So they do pay off on the title of this, but it is 100% fiction. It is as real as Avengers Endgame. So take that for what it is. It is as real as The Mandalorian and Grogu coming to theaters near you. So it is, seriously, that's what it is. And you get to look into Bigfoot's eyes as I think he sings while in a cage. It's very, very poetic. It's very poetic. What song does the caged Bigfoot sing? But yeah, there's a lot of conflict there between the actors who play Dan and Beth and James and Conrad and everybody else. Oh my gosh, I got 4 of them in right. That's very weird. By the way, Keith Gettleman plays Bigfoot. He has a credit. Just so you know, I'm not like Keith Gettleman. And and Ryan Shadley? Ryan Shadley is also Bigfoot. So, yeah, there's 2 Bigfoots. I don't know. But so you can, if you care about the bickering between these people, just know that it's not for nothing. They're bickering, and the man who's like, that's probably a bear or some people messing with us, and I'm angry about stuff, and I think we're just being lied to, and it's none of it, just not real, it's not monsters, and we should get our guns out and start shooting things. That's Dan. And then the other people are like, we're scientists and we're researchers and we're others. We don't want to do any of this. We want to capture them for sure. And despite the fact that they have all this video footage, lots of video footage of Bigfoot and hair samples and all this other stuff, they were really hoping to get saliva samples and all sorts of other stuff when they knocked him out. Yeah, that didn't happen because of course he escaped. There's not a scene where they take him in front of the president and they shake their hands and they get gold stars or whatever. No, it's nothing like that. And it's also not like Men in Black suddenly show up and like whisk him away. Maybe that's how it got broken out. Oh yeah, that's a story. That's a story they just didn't. I don't think they leaned into that. If they could have leaned into that, that would have been like, oh my gosh, the Men in Black just showed up and they just stole the Sasquatch, and they would have stolen the hair and destroyed all the video footage. But again, they would have assumed, since AI didn't exist yet, they would just said, oh, you just made it up with a man in a costume. You can tell where his feet actually are in his legs, and he's on stilts. But still, or either they just shaped the cage at a certain size to make him look bigger from a distance. Yeah, I don't know. But either way, some camera tricks are in this. That might be of note. But for the most part, yeah, this is, unless you're just like really into Bigfoot, you're not going to really want to watch this for anything, at least not for anything that is real. So, is Bigfoot real or not? I have no idea. I really, really doubt it with all the technology and the way we go through forests and lands and everything else and destroy them. You'd think at some point we'd either flush them out or come upon a corpse that would indicate that there's a giant 8-foot tall man body found in the woods. Do they bury? They come with an explanation for that in this, but I'm not buying it. There's, a deer may die in the woods and then just sort of rot away within a week. getting covered up in grass and everything else. But there's no way there's one. And he's not traveling from continent to continent. Okay? If there's one, there's 100. And if there's 100 here, there's 1,000 or more all over the world. Unless, again, we killed them all off by accident without even knowing it somehow. We would have found something by now. But I'm happy to be wrong. You know what? As long as we don't harm them, let's find some Sasquatches. I'm for it. I don't believe it to be true. I believe there's a lot of people who go drunk hunting and see stuff they don't really understand. But hey, I'm happy to be wrong. I'm happy to be wrong. So let's get that footage, people. Let's get that thing in a cage and treat it poorly and have a moral quandary over it at some point. Let's do one more bad thing as humans. Let's pick tomorrow's episode. See what that involves. 9. Wow, we're really keeping to the low numbers for the most part. Okay. There's another documentary again, but it's very different. That's one of the great things about about the amount of documentaries we have left, and I say that's a lot, but there's a good variety of documentaries. Reality shows are just, but they're here. But the documentaries we have, the series and the singles, whether there's animals, there's this cryptid mystery kind of thing going on here. There's science, there's about space and under the sea and everything in between. This, in this case, is a documentary. You know what? It's a reality show. Forget what I said. I'm sure this will be awful. We'll see. I honestly don't know. But, one of the most popular things that people like to share on like YouTube or, social media is when people just do bad things in public. And where better to be a bad person in public than stuck at a plane at 30,000 feet. This is called Airline Wars. And I'm feeling that it's not anything to do with Spirit shutting down, because this was made well before that. It's not about just... It's not just is Delta going to get more passengers than United this month? No, that's not an interesting thing. If it's a reality show, it's going to be about people just being awful on planes. That's what we're watching next. Airplane Wars on the next Disney Plus Everyday Challenge. I'll see you back here tomorrow.